What's going on YouTube? We're back here with another video on a theory restart, and we got two new characters that are out right now, Holden and Hoyon. And we're just going to be talking about should you summon for these characters. I was actually going to make a summoning video for myself, but I'm holding back of us right now. I might wait and watch some people that pull for these characters and build them up to see how good these characters are, or like how useful they are. Thing about me is that there's just a lack of resources to build new characters, man. Like, I know they're not doing the 2 times event, but like they should have did something, for us to get a bit more materials, maybe like an event or something that just gave like an absurd amount of materials to level up characters at least. But we're gonna talk about my boy Holden first. So he is a red unit. Massive thing is the dispel. So obviously once I saw that, I was thinking Aurora. So if you're like me and you ain't got no strippers, I know that's crazy to say, Holden might be the boy or whatever he is, because this game sometimes with their descriptions, bro, they be calling people he and her. So I don't know what they got going on, but yeah, this spell he could also do two debuffs and attack down and effect resistance, which could also be nice. And he does scale off defense as well. He does scale off defense. But the thing I was thinking about is about these characters that scale off stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know Holden scales off defense, right? But to me, I just wonder, okay, if I put him on defense set, yada yada yada, he gets the percentage bonus, nice, right? But one thing I'm wondering about is the 3 gear pieces on the right side. Like, can I get away with crit rate, crit damage, and defense bonus? Would he do more damage if I have something like that, or is it just straight 3 defense bonuses on all 3 right sides? So that's gonna take some testing, but that's one thing I'm interested about characters that scale of defense and stuff like that. Second skill, he does have a turn meter. Deals 480% of his defense to a single enemy with a 100% chance to push back the target's turn meter by 100% and maximize their skill cooldown. So that's maxed out, just so you know. But that is a lot of percentage damage for sure. And bro, 100% pushback, 100% chance to maximize their skill cooldowns is insane as well. So this skill 2 right here, 4 turn cooldown 2, damn, that's kind of crazy. Oh, that's a 4 turn cooldown without it being hair. Okay. But yeah, that seemed like a real nice skill for sure. But yeah, then his single attack, defense down, 3 hits of 110% of his defense to a single enemy. Each hit has a 20% chance to apply defense down. Execution mode, when entering battle, for every 500 defense, increase counter attack rate by 10% and damage result by 5%. So you're obviously going to have a lot of defense, and if you have that artisan shell, that gives you 700 defense plus even more as well, that you could get added on to your Holden. So yeah, man, this counter attack rate and damage result you could definitely get up by a lot for sure. But yeah, as you can see, he's doing debuffs, dispelling, turn meters. Seems like he's got a lot going on. I think with his skill 2, he's going to be able to do some crazy damage too. So for me, I think in PvP, once you've built him out, I think he's going to be a really good character. And I think he's definitely going to be a character that could work in PvE, especially if he's landing these debuffs, pushing enemies back and stuff like that. Definitely going to be a nice character. But the only thing I'll say about him, it seems like if you want to get the best out of him, you do have to level up these skills, because especially for skill 2, you definitely want to get that 100% turn meter and maximize skill cooldown, and that's going to be at level 5. This should be fine at level 1 or whatever as of right now, but it does seem like he might need some effect accuracy or something. So there's a lot going on with him. You're going to want that defense. You're definitely going to want him to be somewhat fast as well, or have decent speed. As I said, you want that effect accuracy, and I just do wonder if crit rate, crit damage could work for him, while having high defense. So that is something that I'm wondering about Holden. And another thing I'm thinking about is this counter attack rate, right? So he basically counter, right? But I wonder if you give him, I don't know what the set's called. Is it called Bramble? I wonder if Holden was to get hit, can he proc this skill twice, basically? One with his own counter attack rate and one with the Bramble, which would result in him hitting twice basically, and basically doing 6 hits. I just do wonder if that could work, but as I said, that's going to take some testing. But I think Holden's definitely a good character. But if you are able to level up his skills, he's definitely going to be a lot more insane, I would say. But I think overall, a very, very good character. Now, if you got the prototypes, I would say he's worth something for. I think he's definitely worth getting because I could see him being good in PvE and PvP, which I feel like for low spenders, free-to-play players, if you can get a character that's good at both, then you know we're eating really good. Next up is Hoyon. So this is a character I personally love that I used to play in the old betas before I even knew she was OP. I just picked her because she had the best character design to me, in my opinion. And I used to choose her at my target selector, but now she's here, she's got her own banner, and obviously to me she's always looked pretty cool. But yeah, her skill, well, she's a green unit, and her skill, she's got this, her ult. Hoyon consumes 50% of her current HP to deal 450% damage to a single enemy. For every 10% of max HP loss, this attack damage increases by 10%. So one thing I really wish they were a bit more specific here, because like, look, for every 10% of max HP loss, like, is it just 10% of max HP loss when she consumes, or the HP that she's probably lost in the fight as well? Does that count too? You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I wish they were a bit specific about. You know, maybe it is just the 50% of her consumes that she does, but like, let's just say she's lost 50% already, then I use this ult. Like, you know, would that other 50% count? I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. But it probably don't. If it does, that would probably be insane though, right? But yeah, obviously this is a high multiplier. I think this is the same as the Tings, so this ult should definitely one hit in PvP, and obviously in PvE, everything that the Ting does, she should be able to do with this damage percentage. But do remember that the Ting does have a follow-up attack, so he's definitely going to put out more damage with the ult because he can do the follow-up attack. But I guess it depends on how high this could scale off. You know, the 10% of max HP loss, like how much more damage does that make her do? So we're gonna have to wait and see about that. But this ult should definitely one hit in PvP and do crazy amounts of damage in PvE. Now she's got a passive, Soul Ward. HP will not drop below 1 point, and the duration of this effect cannot be extended. Fleeting glance. Each stack increases attack by 40%. Undispellable. Okay, so when she's about to die, she will apply Soul Ward to herself and immediately use Execution Right, which is her ult. And on a target that attacked her, this effect has a 4-turn cooldown. This is maxed out though, okay? So I think it's a 6-turn cooldown. When Hoyon defeats an enemy target, she will revive fallen allies based on the HP reduced from the defeated target. So if you defeat someone that has full HP, which her ult should be able to do for you, you're going to revive someone at full HP. Insane, okay? This mechanic here is definitely going to be insane. Yeah, after each complete trigger of this passive effect, after using Execution Right or reviving allies, Hoyon applies 1 stack of Fleeting Glance, that's 40% attack, to herself, stacking up to 3 times. So she could stack up to 120 maxed out. But I doubt the fight would probably go that long though. Maybe it will, but I doubt it. But just one thing I do want to say, if you come up against a Hoyon in PvP, just make sure you have Messiah, because Messiah ignores passive, so he will be able to straight kill her. Just saying. Skill 1, wound, cannot receive healing. Hoyon swiftly strikes, deals 2 instances of 130% damage to a single enemy, with each attack having a 25% chance to inflict wound for 2 turns. And yeah, that's just whatever, right? That's a single target. But Hoyon is definitely going to be good in PvP. If you come up, if you could use Hoyon and the other guy doesn't have Messiah, because Messiah is the only damage dealer I know that ignores passive. I don't know if there's other characters that do that, but yeah, you're definitely going to be able to eat, because if you're going first and you use this ult to kill someone, you know, that's 1 character gone. Then let's say someone tries to kill your Hoyon, this procs off, you kill a 2nd character because of the high, you know, multiplier this has. You know, that's 2 characters gone and your Hoyon is still alive. So she can then have guaranteed killing 2 characters if you have her built right, leveled up, you know, and you have the right speed tuning. So yeah, it could be insane for sure, bro. Like, she could definitely go crazy in PvE P. But PvE content, I would say any. Okay, let me not say that. I think shell bosses, she might be fine because she could just straight target the boss with her crazy damage. Like her the thing together with maybe a unit that could buff both of them at the same time, or you know, even just, to be fair, the thing Hoyon with a debuffer and a buffer might be able to sweep stuff in shell bosses, in my opinion, because they could just both single target the boss and do their crazy amounts of damage. But yeah, in any bosses, Terramaton, I don't know. As I said, it might take some testing to try her out there. It could be possible because she's green and she does have high percentage, and if she is able to use her ult twice, it could work. You know, it could work. It could work. I just don't think it's probably gonna be the best way to go. Doki Doki, I wouldn't say to bring her there, man. It's just better to have AoE characters than Aurora. Well, red's stronger against green, so you're probably not going to want to take her there. So she might be usable in Terramaton. I think for shell bosses she's going to be really good, and apart from that, I don't Union bosses she could probably be good because of the high damage multiplier, single attack. You know, she won't die, she will be able to hit her ult again, you know, so she might be able to do some really good damage on Union bosses. What else? I'm trying to think about what other contents you could use her. Obviously, we know in PvP, Shell Drop, she should be good. Phantom Fear, she might be able to cook too. Ember Trek and Ethernet Rally, I think are just whatever. You could just really bring any characters here. Just have the right team comp, you know. Infinity Train, I don't think anyone cares, but I think it's better to have AoE units on that game mode anyways. But yeah, that's going to be from your boy, man. That's, oh crap, okay. Oh, I'll take these Latices and stuff. Oh, that's nice. Wait, how much did we complete? 2 out of 3 on Hell IV. I'll take video, man. Now should you summon them, if you need a PvP unit, you could get yourself a Hoyon if you need a PvP unit. Now if you don't have no strippers, I think Holden definitely holds more weight than Hoyon. I think Holden could be worth getting if you don't have a stripper, and maybe just to have that extra PvP unit as well. I think he could be decent in PvP. You know, I don't think he's going to be crazy, but if he's able to dispel, put the attack down, resistance down, and all your other characters could get to work, and he also has this as well. And this 480% is really high. He might be able to kill with this, so yeah, then he's gonna have, you know, the counter attack. He could definitely be real nice, especially if you got one of those what is it momentum set on your DPS characters, where if the enemy has debuffs, they do more damage. And the fact that he's able to apply debuffs, you know, he could work really well with DPS characters. But overall, I think they're both really good characters. I think Holden is worth summoning for if you do want to summon for a character. If you need a stripper and maybe another PvP unit, Holden could be the one. And Hoyon, if you're lacking a single target DPS unit, you could get her. If you need another DPS unit for PvP, she could be another one too. Plus, you know, to me, she's got the best character design, okay? But look, that's going to be for your boy. Like, subscribe, run it up. I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out.
to you